Are you intrigued by what you saw? Now I'm going to tell you about the 1963 Nuclear Ban Treaty. I'm Michael Pollack. I'm going to tell you more. So, for the 1963 Nuclear Ban Treaty was based upon nuclear weapons. So, before, I guess, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, there was the Oppenheimer and the Manhattan Project, which was a project that developed the first hydrogen atomic bomb that was dropped in Hiroshima in World War II. Now this led to mass destruction. It killed millions of people and led to millions more getting cancer and dying absolutely terrifying, horrible deaths. So that's basically nuclear weapons. And you can see there's a picture of the ICBM, a modern ICBM, as a nuclear weapon. So during this time, 1940s, I think the 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, we were doing nuclear tests. So right here is this is some of the tests. This is Hiroshima, Japan. They got bombed. Honestly, it's absolutely terrible. Their whole town is destroyed. There's nothing left. The buildings are destroyed. And here we have the Bikini Atoll. Now, some of you might know this from SpongeBob. That's how where SpongeBob was. But they basically bombed an atoll in the middle of the ocean where there's exotic birds, exotic animals, and it just led to total destruction. Basically, it's going to change the whole area for thousands of years. It's not the same. So that's basically nuclear tests. So basically, in the 1960s, we had the Soviet Union, Russia, and the UK. And basically, UK and USA were pretty close allies in Russia. And we were in the midst of the Cold War. So during this time, there was headbutting, there was all kinds of issues. And we just had extreme nuclear tensions, such as the Cuban Missile Crisis. And basically, if we have a nuclear ban treaty, we limit the amount of arms, we limit the amount of testing, we limit where we can test, such as we limit it to underground tests, so it's not basically destroying the above environment. So basically that's what the treaty solved. It made our tests safer and all that kind of stuff. So this is a picture, again, of the conflict that really led to this treaty being created, the Cuban Missile Crisis. So why should we really care about the Nuclear Ban Treaty in 1963? Well, it really means life or death. I mean, if this wasn't created, we would be in, personally, I think we would have been in nuclear war. And even the data showing that if we didn't limit this, there would be, we know one of the biggest bombs is 500,000 kilotons. And if we didn't have a nuclear ban treaty, that could be 5 billion kilotons. And that's really why we should care, because the whole planet could be wiped out. So basically basically, there is, like I said before, there was fluctuations in the East-West politics, communism versus democracy, and this like terrible conflict led to the treaty taking 8 years to rectify. So it was introduced in the 50s, and eventually we got the treaty together. And the UN actually helped us get the treaty. If it wasn't for the UN, that wouldn't. So like I said before, this treaty basically, it was based upon environmental issues as well. Before we had tests above ground, like the Bikini Atoll, you can see. Who wouldn't want to be here right now? And this place got absolutely destroyed. And that's really a shame. The treaty helped get rid of these tests that destroyed these areas. It also brought harm away from mankind. Like, we were doing tests in the Nevada desert, and these tests were destroying air quality and people around. It also destroyed, air. And that's really a big environmental issue. So, the steps to control nuclear weapons. So, we have the Cuban Missile Crisis, like I said, and this treaty, it shows you, basically the treaty we can see in 1963, we're starting to peak out a little bit with our nuclear warhead inventories. United States, we got 30-something warheads. USSR has almost 40. And basically, the treaty, it didn't immediately solve the issue, but you can see the start of the treaty basically eventually helped us get down to having lower arms, USSR or the Russia, and the US. So that's basically what helped to control nuclear arms. So here's a video. In the video, it's going to show you the test. So this is Bikini Atoll. It's in black and white. I mean, it shows you big explosion, and that's really a shame. It could have harmed many different people.